Supposed to be a big season for both these two schools. Tennessee last year won the Sugar Bowl, and Georgia Tech went 9-2, but it's been a disappointing season so far. Georgia Tech is 2-3-1. Tennessee is 2-4, and they are winless in SEC play. And what's at stake for these two teams? What's the significance of this game today?
Not much. Let's be very brutally honest about it. I tell you, whoever wins tonight still has a chance to go to a bowl, as strangely as that sounds, folks. Tennessee is 2-4, and that is not too good if you're a fan in Knoxville, and Johnny Majors is well aware of the pressure there. As far as Bill Curry is concerned, he's 2-3-1, and when you look at the bowl situation, now that does sound crazy that these two teams probably have a chance to go to the bowl, but remember, folks, there are 19 bowls. That means that 38 teams in the United States will be playing after the season's over with. So, you know, if you're 6-5, a lot of 6-5 teams get invitations to bowls today.
Paul, one of the reasons I'm all choked up about this matchup, as you can see, one of the reasons that Bill Curry is so concerned about Tennessee is because of the quarterback, Jeff Francis, who's completed almost 68% of his passes, and Anthony Miller, a fine wide receiver.
I tell you, they have moved the football well all year long. Jeff Francis has been a pleasant surprise for Johnny Majors. As you say, he's throwing at a 67% clip. Anthony Miller, Major says, is probably the best receiver he's ever had there. So, you know, and you're talking about guys like Stanley Morgan and a few other great, Willie Gault, some great receivers at the University of Tennessee. And he says this kid is, well, simply the best. So I think we're going to see a pretty good matchup tonight. You know, these two teams, even though they've won only 2 ball games, they match up pretty well. They're going to move the football. Their defenses aren't strong this year.
Georgia Tech also most of the day. It's overcast tonight, not raining at the moment, however.
Well, I tell you, as far as Georgia Tech is concerned, I think they would be a little bit more happy if more people showed up. They sold this thing out, 47,000 people. Tickets were sold, but because of the rain, I don't know how many people are going to be here. The field's going to be fine. This is artificial turf, and I think actually it's going to be all right. I don't think it's going to rain.
All right, Paul, let's go back to Bob Neal.
Saturday night. Tonight's game features the Tennessee Volunteers against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealers, who invite you to come see the 1986 Ford cars and trucks. Have you driven a Ford lately?
It's an overcast, rainy night in Atlanta, Georgia. Georgia Tech hosts Tennessee this evening. It's been a disappointing year for these two schools. Georgia Tech 2-3-1 coming into the game. They're 2-2 in ACC play, and Tennessee is 2-4, and they are winless, 0-3 in the Southeast Conference. Hello, everybody. I'm Mel Proctor along with Paul Hornung, and despite the disappointing records, it should be a pretty good football game. But in Tennessee's case, it's been really largely responsible or due to the injuries.
Johnny Major says he cannot remember a year where there's been so many injuries. There's so many tough injuries to take. Here comes Tennessee right through the Big Orange right there. 2-4. I want to tell you something about 2-4. If you're in Knoxville, Tennessee, and you're the head coach, you're Johnny Majors, you're walking around town on your toes. They don't like 2-4 seasons. And I think both these teams are better than their records. They really are. As I said, the team who wins tonight has still got a chance to maybe later on in the year, if they can put a little winning record, some victories together, they can definitely go to a bowl.
And here come the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech. Their problem has not been so much injuries, but inexperience. They lost 9 of 11 starters off last year's defensive unit.
They got 4 freshmen starting on defense, and the defense was the name of the game last year. They had a good quarterback in John Dewberry. They're pretty happy with Rick Strahm. They've got a couple other quarterbacks that they redshirted, so they should be strong in the future. But I tell you, I think both these teams are going to move the football. Their defenses aren't strong, and we got a good matchup.
All right, it'll be Georgia Tech against Tennessee, and we'll be back with a kickoff for tonight's game in just a moment. All afternoon. It is not raining at the moment, but very high humidity this evening as Tennessee and Georgia Tech are about to get underway. Georgia Tech has won the coin toss, and the Yellow Jackets will receive. They drop back deep. The dangerous Gary Lee, number 33, who had a 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown against North Carolina State. And last year he had a 95-yarder for a TD against Georgia. Number 25 is Corey Collier. Tech lost Auburn last week 31-10, while Tennessee was routed by Alabama 56-28. Carlos Revesz, the younger brother of Miami Dolphin kicker Fuad Revesz, who played here at Tennessee, will kick off. It'll be Gary Lee at the 4. some running room out to the 25-30 and knocked out of bounds near the 35-yard line by Terry McDaniel, but a good run. Right here, folks. First down for the Yellow Jackets. Corey Collier, Malcolm King are the running backs.
5-2 defense. Always defense.
Handoff is to Jerry Mays, who is in there for Tennessee this year. Second down and 2. The handoff again to Jerry Mays, ripping for a first down deep into Tennessee's territory. I think that Malcolm King, the fullback.
14-yard pickup here. Good hard running by Malcolm King, the junior. 5'9", 204 pounds, very compact, strong. An outstanding tackle. Davis was an offensive tackle. He said, but when I moved John Davis to center, he was a great center right away. As we take a look at Coach Majors.
The runner-up to Paul Hornung in voting for the 1956 Heisman Trophy. He was a great tailback at Tennessee.
He sure was. Undefeated season, 10-0 that year. Single wing football. That was about the last of it. Johnny Majors was the tailback on that great team.
And Bill Curry, Paul Tech at the Tennessee 37. In motion is Richard Hills. And the handoff is to Jerry Mays, and he fumbles the football. Got it back recovered. By the way, the officials tonight, the referee is Ron Gilbert. Rosario Amato is the umpire. Ray.
3 straight runs. That put the ball up. Why not?
Alabama rushed for 457 yards against Tennessee last week. Rick Strom with plenty of time, and the catch is made at the 15-yard line by Gary Lee. Buck Isom is in at wide receiver. He splits out to the right side along with Richard Hills. First down at the 15. Strom again with plenty of time. Swings it out of the backfield to Jerry Mays.
Screen.
On a cutback inside the 10-yard line.
Got a good.
Moving with no problem. Kelly Ziegler made the tackle, and Johnny Majors is concerned about his defense.
It's happened to him all year long.
Sports Illustrated this week voted Tennessee as the flop of the year in college football, and I asked Johnny Majors about that, and he said, we can't be concerned with fighting windmills.
Yes.
We've got to concentrate on hitting the bullseye, but he said the defense first has to find the bullseye.
Well, they won the SEC last year, and what an upset, a big win.
Jerry Mays slipped trying to cut back inside the 5-yard line.
In the bowl game, and they kind of had an easy time, an easy win.
35-7.
Very surprising. So Majors had a great year, and to come back and to have this staring him in the face is strong. 2-4.
First and goal to go at the 3-yard line. Malcolm King and Jerry Mays are the running backs. The handoff is to King, the fullback, hit at the line of scrimmage, and he really took a hit. You saw that stat a moment ago, Paul. The last 25 times the opposition has had the ball inside the 20, they have scored, which is incredible. Milton Gordon making a start. A freshman made the tackle, number 52.
And watch his tackle. This is a good one. Look at him fill the hole right there. That's the way a linebacker's reading those blocks. Steps right in to fill the hole, and a great tackle by Milton Gordon.
Gain of 1 yard at second and goal to go from the 2. Corey Collier, number 25, is in the backfield now along with King. The pitch is to King. He stopped.
Good defense, good pursuit.
Short of a touchdown. Anthony Howard, number 99, made the initial hit for Tennessee, along with the nose guard, Brian Hunt, number 74. Johnny Majors felt that the team that would score first tonight would have a big advantage since both teams are struggling to find their confidence. Nate Kelsey, number 1, is in now for Georgia Tech. In the backfield. Third and goal to go. Kelsey is slotted on the left side. Bootleg. Strom to throw into the end zone, and it's juggled, and it's incomplete as he tried to connect with fullback Malcolm King.
He went to the wrong man. Number 40, a tight end, Tim Mannion, was wide open. Absolutely wide open, Mel, about 8 yards deep in the end zone. He was back there all by himself. Let's see if we can pick it up here. Here comes the rollout. Now he goes to his up man. Now back to the left. Little pass was a little out in front, but I don't think he would have scored. That pass has to be thrown on target to give the receiver a chance to catch the ball quickly and then turn upfield to get into the end zone. But he picked out the wrong man. The tight end was wide open for 6.
David Bell is in to try a field goal from this range. He is 2 for 3. He has 29 career field goals at Georgia Tech, now tied with Ron Rice. So if he converts this one, he will take over the top spot. Darrell Gast is holding for him, and the official
Declined the penalty. They want to keep that angle.
This will be a 19-yard field goal attempt by David Bell, a senior from Athens, Georgia.
He missed it.
It's no good. Wide to the left. He missed it.
That's why they kept that angle there, folks. They turned down the 5-yard penalty because it does give them a little bit better angle inside the 10-yard line.
So after marching downfield, Georgia Tech able to get inside the 10 but unable to score. Try to settle for a field goal, and Bell missed it. So we are scoreless at the 10:18 mark of the first quarter. This is Super Football Saturday night on TNT. Field 46,000 is capacity, but as you can see, many people have decided to stay home tonight, stay out of the rain, and stay dry. So Tennessee takes over their first possession at the 20-yard line. Jeff Francis the quarterback. Keith Davis and Charles Wilson the running backs, and they go with 3 wide receivers. Georgia Tech will have to be very concerned about the deep speed of Tennessee's wideouts. This is Charles Wilson carrying on first down. Really had injury problems, have the Volunteers. At one time or another, 4 different backs have been hurt. A lot of speed with Clinkscales and Miller. Bruce Wilkerson, an all Southeastern Conference selection a year ago. Harry Galbraith is having a terrific year, according to Johnny Majors. Good offensive line. In fact, that area has pleased Coach Majors the most. He said if the rest of our club is playing like the offensive line, we have no problems. Hand off to Keith Davis, the tailback. Tackle made by number 75, Travis Moody, one of 3 freshmen in the starting lineup who are from Tennessee for Georgia Tech. Back this week. 3rd down and 1. First down. Charles Wilson picks up the first down for the Volunteers.
I tell you, all the running backs for Tennessee have got a good average yards per carry. In fact, over 5 yards a pop running the football all year long. So they block well up front, the offensive line. They move the football, but defensively is where they've been hurt.
Jeff Francis, a sophomore from Mount Prospect, Illinois. Last year he played behind Tony Robinson and Darrell Dickey. And Johnny Major says he's the most confident sophomore quarterback I have ever coached.
He's had some good ones.
Clinkscales is in motion. And a handoff again to Wilson, who's been busy in this first quarter, but he doesn't.
Got a book out, You Can Go Home Again, written by Johnny Majors, along with a good friend of our former colleague, Lindsey Nelson, Ben Bird. Ben's here. I saw Ben downstairs. And it's selling quite well, especially around Tennessee now.
Jeff Francis to throw. He's got a man open and completes a pass to Joey Clinkscales, breaking tackles, and he's close to a first down.
And he broke a tackle at the 40-yard line and got the first down on his own. Good hard running. He picks up 12. End zone replay coming right down the middle. Little delay over the middle. Here he comes. He was just up the outside position. Now watch this tackle. He breaks the tackle.
Step right through the tackle of Eric Thomas.
Right, he got 12 yards.
First down. The handoff is to Keith Davis, ripping off a big gainer, and he's got another first down at the 40-yard line. He loves to run over tacklers.
We expected these 2 teams to move the football. Here's another 15-yard pickup, running the football and blocking well up front.
Davis back in good health after missing 3 games with a knee injury. He's only a sophomore and led the team in rushing last year. He became the first Tennessee freshman to rush for over 100 yards in a game. He did it 3 times as a freshman. Jeff Francis to throw.
Screen set up.
It was like a screen pass they were attempting to set up, but it was thrown too low for Keith Davis. First 4 games, 56-0, 64-0, 70-0, and 60-0. Handoff is to the fullback, Charles Wilson, who can play either spot in the backfield, fullback or fullback. Very versatile back, good runner, good receiver.
Picked up 3 tough yards.
Andre Thomas made the tackle. Johnny Majors says in terms of injuries, this is the worst year he's ever experienced in 18 years as a collegiate head coach. He's never seen anything like it. They had 10 players sit out practice Monday because of injuries. He had 5 starters who didn't play on defense last week. 3rd down and 6.
Blitz.
And the pass is right through the hands of Terrence Cleveland.
Well,
Place kicker Carlos Revez lines up. Last year he kicked a 51-yarder in the final 4 seconds to tie the score at 6-6, and that's the way it ended between these two schools. And this is a long one. A 53-yarder. Randy Sanders holding for him. And the kick is running out of gas, and it is no good. He's had a bad year. Revez is now 3 for 9 in field goal attempts. A missed 53-yard field goal by Carlos Revez. Rick Strom at the controls for Tech. He's completed 2 of 3 passes for 28 yards. First down at the 36. And the handoff to the up man, Malcolm King. Looked like somebody got hold of his face mask.
Eric Thomas right there, 49.
Kelly Ziegler made the tackle. Gain of 2 yards. It'll be second down. Second down and 8 as Malcolm King comes out. Corey Collier is in the backfield. Along. Option play. Strom on the pitch to Collier, trying to get outside. And he's chased out. And picking up the first down is Malcolm King as he drives it to the 46-yard line of Tennessee. And again, down for Georgia Tech. Nate Kelsey, number 1, is in the backfield along with Corey Collier, who was a leading rusher a year ago for Tech when he gained over 600 yards. Pearson is in motion. Play action fake by Strom over the middle. Wide open is Tim Mannion, the tight end, and he's got a first down at the 25-yard line. 18-yard pickup.
Mannion was open for 6 points, and he missed him earlier.
And the pitch is to Collier with Kelsey blocking for him. Good blocking. Down the sidelines he goes and out of bounds near the 20 at the 18-yard line. Terry McDaniel finally chased him out.
Well, I love to see a play like that, Mel. I mean, that is very good offensive blocking.
In Boulder, Colorado tonight.
And Colorado State beat Wyoming.
Second down and 2 for Georgia Tech. Toby Pearson again in motion. Corey Collier is hit, but moves forward close to a first down.
Well, he really got a good hit. Who was it?
Collier was hit first by number 30, Cedric Klein.
Cedric Klein is the man who hit him, number 30, a freshman.
Cedric Klein, good hit.
Hayes is back in as we near the end of the first quarter. Both teams have missed field goals. Georgia Tech's David Bell missed from 19 yards. Carlos Revez of Tennessee missed from 53 yards. 3rd down and 1. They didn't quite get enough yardage for the first down.
And guess where they're going to go? Right
Quarterback
there.
sneak. Rick Strom trying to do it himself. Kelly Ziegler made the tackle, but he just followed his big center, John Davis.
Kelly Ziegler.
And, of course, it's the best call when you got short yardage, because you very seldom see a short yardage quarterback sneak a home team where the referee doesn't give it to them.
They'll
Let's see
measure
if
for
it
it.
is. They always get a little bit of edge on the mark at home. It's just the way it happens. That's why coaches like to call quarterback sneaks on the goal line at home.
Apparently, Paul, they're not going to measure for it.
He's a little short.
So it's 4th down and a yard, and they're going to try to keep this drive alive rather than attempting to kick a field goal.
They needed a long 2 yards on that quarterback sneak. And I guess Bill Curry's thinking is, I got John Davis, 2 quarterback sneaks. They can't stop me for that.
We'll see. Another quarterback sneak, and it looks like he's got the first down. William the Refrigerator Perry was playing for Clemson, and Davis moved him around, so they dubbed him the Refrigerator Mover. And Jerry Mays is cut down as he tries to run the right side.
Dave Jones made a good move. He got blocked by Nate Kelsey, then spun off the block and made the tackle. Robbie Scott, right.
Scott's quite a story. He broke his leg earlier this year, missed only 3 games. They also had an open date, so he missed 4 weeks and came back, and he's playing great, according to Johnny Majors. He's their best defensive lineman, number 65. Second down and 10. Richard Hill splits wide to the right. Strom on a rollout, looking to throw, and now he'll keep it himself. He's got running room inside the 10 and out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. Good run by Rick Strom, who has 4.6 speed in the 40.
I tell you, he made a very fine move here. He needed 11 yards.
He's back in at fullback. Jerry Mays is the tailback for the Yellow Jackets.
There's not anybody head up the center. All they have to do.
King ripping through a gaping hole down near the end zone before he's driven back. But what it is, first down, goal to go at the 2-yard line for Georgia Tech. Touchdown. Into the end zone for a touchdown as the fullback Malcolm King, and Georgia Tech takes the lead for King, his second touchdown of the year. Johnny Majors is pacing the sidelines, concerned at Tech's ability to move the football with ease against his Tennessee defense.
And hoping his offense can do the same. That's what the game matches up. Two good moving offenses, and we've seen it here in the first quarter. Here it comes off the left side. Gets a standoff block by Dave Jones. He comes back on the inside. He got over.
David Bell, who earlier missed a field goal, is in to try the point after with Darrell Gass, the backup quarterback, holding. And it is now 7-0 in favor of Georgia Tech with 2:02 remaining in the first quarter from Atlanta. This is Super Football Saturday night on TNT. Thank you, Bob Neal. The score, Georgia Tech leading 7-0. First quarter action from Atlanta.
Well, that Bob Neal, he just does everything, doesn't he?
Mr. Versatility.
He's back in the studio this week. Wow. He's our Brent Musburg. He just does everything.
Anthony Miller awaiting the kickoff by David Bell. Miller, a junior college transfer from Pasadena City College in California, where he was also a track star.
And Neal will kill me when he sees me.
He'll be seeing you later tonight. Don't forget, this is in essence a home game.
That's right.
Miller in the end zone, and he will not run it out. So Tennessee will have the ball at the 20-yard line. Tennessee really suffering some hard times, losing 2 in a row. They were beaten by Army 25-21, losing the game in the last 35 seconds, and then were blown out by Alabama last week 56-28. And they're having difficulty on defense again early tonight. Malcolm King capping a 12-play, 64-yard drive, going over from the 2 to give Tech the lead. Charles Wilson, Keith Davis in the backfield, along with Jeff Francis.
Change the play, the line.
And it's Keith Davis on first down. Mark White, inside linebacker, made the stop for Georgia Tech. Davis, a sophomore from Nashville.
Well, they got a lot of young people in that defense. Take a look at Johnny Majors. Got the sport coat off now. He's got the rain jacket on. Change his luck a little. Think they aren't superstitious. You're crazy. I mean, athletes are very, very superstitious.
On second down and 9, Francis on a rollout, looking to throw, but can't find anyone open, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 24 by Kyle Ambrose. Bill Curry said even though Tennessee is struggling, he's worried about the Volunteers because Johnny Majors is still the head coach and because Jeff Francis has completed nearly 68% of his passes. So he said they're just waiting to break loose, and he hopes that it doesn't happen tonight.
And the guy who may break it loose for him is Anthony Miller. He hasn't had his hands on the football yet. 6 foot tall, 180 pounds, a junior college transfer, and he can fly. Number 7, top of your screen.
On third down, Francis with time. Great protection. Pass is complete to Joey Kinkscales, the second leading receiver. He had 20 receptions coming into the game, trailing only Anthony Miller.
A little zip on that one, little hook pattern, and he popped it right in there.
First down.
Anthony Miller, there's a good look at him. He's being double covered, so to speak, folks. There's a couple black jerseys watching him wherever he lines up, especially on passing situation.
First down at the 32-yard line. Georgia Tech leading 7-0. Kinkscales with 2 receptions for 20 yards so far. Francis stepping up and unloading long. Pass is underthrown. Could have been picked off, but Reggie Rutland couldn't hold it.
It could have been offensive interference there, too.
Anthony Miller was the
interference.
Thomas Woods, number 5, is now in at wide receiver for Tennessee. Second down and 10. Looks like Francis may be changing the play.
Exactly. Blitz.
And the handoff is to Vando Davis, his first carry of the game. Stopped at the 35-yard line by Eric Thomas for Jeff Francis. Clinkscales is wide to the right. Woods split to the left along with Terrence Cleveland.
Safety blitz.
Here they come. Francis scrambling for it. He's stopped short of the first down by Steve Mullen, number 84, a freshman defensive tackle.
His forward progress got up to about the 43.5-yard line, but his knee hit back between the 41 and the 42. That's going to be
to an end. That's the end of the first period from Atlanta with a score. Georgia Tech 7, Tennessee nothing. And this is Super Football Saturday night on TNT. Portions of back in Atlanta. As Ricardo Ingram is back deep for Georgia Tech, awaiting a punt by Jim Asman, who's punted only 3 times this year. He's averaging 40.7 yards per kick. Georgia Tech leading 7-0.
Well, the kicking game last week was terrible. It's a lot better here. He gets a pretty good punt.
Ingram looking for blocking, and he's brought down at the 22-yard line.
Flag down.
Milton Gordon, number 52, made the 10, along with number 20, Jerry Mays.
Movement on the right side. Tim Mannion was offsides. What happened in that All-American Bowl, Mel? A couple of guys missed curfew. They were suspended, and he kicked 3 or 4 kids off the football team. And, well, I tell you, the defense gutted it up.
Players, if they decide they're not cut out to play a certain position, will come to the coaching staff and say, look, I think I'm better suited to play safety. And he said John Dewberry slammed his fist on the desk and said, look, I'm the best quarterback you've got. Leave me at quarterback, because Bill Curry wanted to switch him to the secondary, and he stuck with him, and he was an outstanding quarterback for the Yellow Jackets.
It was.
Terrence Curry gets the call out to about the 12-yard line. That's kind of interesting, though, allowing the players to choose their own positions.
And really the big difference there is a lot of your running backs, your smaller running backs, when they come to the collegiate ranks, they still want to be running backs, but they end up as wide receivers and defensive backs. That's where the big switch comes.
Yellow Jackets go with 2 tight ends, Tim Mannion and Chris Connell, number 92, a redshirt freshman who should see a lot of action tonight. Bill Curry really likes him. He's a 242-pounder. They run the option, and the pitch is to Jerry Mays.
Well, I want to tell you what a great pitch Rick Strom made. He made a great...
Malcolm King is back in at fullback. Handoff is to King, needing only a yard for a first down. He's got it, dragging tacklers for a couple of additional yards. Terry McDaniel. Smokey, the blue tick hound.
Okay.
One of Paul's favorites.
Good. I didn't know that.
He was asking about you before the game. Said, have you seen Paul? He promised me a treat.
There you go.
Georgia Tech has taken a timeout, so with 13 in Georgia Tech with a football, leading 7-0. First down at the 29-yard line of the Yellow Jackets.
It's not raining. It was.
Rained all day. Stopped just before game time. Rick Strom with a play-action fake with time. And the pass looked like it might have been deflected. Either that or slipped out of the side of his hand, but it was really fluttering and fell well short of the intended receiver, Toby Pearson,
who was open on a little square-out pattern.
Rick Strom, who redshirted a year ago, he's completed 63 of 122 passes coming into the game, and he's down. Gary Lee splits wide to the right. Tight end Cottle moves to the left side. The pitch is to Corey Collier. Gets a good block from Malcolm King.
And agile, all-pro center. Played, of course, under Lombardi at Green Bay, and then went with Don Shula with the Colts.
The option play, the pitch is to Collier, and he's in trouble, and he's dragged down for a loss. Charles Kimbrough got a piece of his jersey and pulled him down. Bring up a punting situation.
They played the option well. Charles Kimbrough makes an outstanding tackle here. Stopped the first down try. Here comes the counter option. The pitch is good, but look at this defensive play by Charles Kimbrough, a sophomore.
McDevitt will punt. And Thomas Woods has it at the 31-yard line. He got some room. There he goes. The punter, McDevitt, tried to stop him, and they finally bring him down at the 23-yard line. A great run by Woods, who broke a 60-yarder earlier this year against Auburn. Alonzo Watson finally made the tackle.
You know, how many times have we seen punt returns? The best punt returns are usually the guy, when he catches the football, he breaks straight up the field. Whenever you see that return go on, he runs laterally around the field. That never, very seldom breaks one. This is the way you break a punt return, folks. 48-yard return, boy. Beautiful punt return. And he almost gets down here, although it's pretty good pursuit by that punt team to stop 6 points.
First down for Tennessee at the 23-yard line. The pitch is to Keith Davis. Nothing doing. Georgia Tech defense really fired up now. Sean Smith made the tackle. A couple of members of that defense, Kyle Ambrose and Ricardo Ingram, are members of what is known as the Black Watch, a select group of defensive players that was started last year by Georgia Tech. Police who guard Edinburgh Castle in Scotland. Bill Curry had just returned from a trip to Scotland and was impressed by the guards, and so they dubbed the members of the defense the Black Watch. Here comes a blitz, and Francis is down for a big loss as Mike Rosamilia made the tackle.
A shot.
So the loss back to the 29. It'll be 3rd down and 16. Georgia Tech expecting a pass. Francis throws, and a great catch at the 5-yard line by Joey Clinkscales. And now they say he was unable to hold on. It's incomplete. Apparently lost it as he hit the turf.
Great try for it. He had it for a moment right off his fingertips. Clinkscales.
Depending on the play, protect number 16, Reginald Rucker.
Good pass protection this time. He had his man beaten right there. Just a little pass was just a little too far wide, incomplete. He lost control of it.
Attempting the field goal, number
So Carlos Revez will try another field goal. This will be a 46-yarder. He missed a 53-yarder earlier in the game. Last year he kicked 2 against Tech, a 51-yarder and a 55-yarder. A high snap, and Randy Sanders is buried by Gerald Champlin.
And they waste that beautiful punt return, Mel. And they miss a chance for 3 points. I tell you, what a turnaround.
Big play by the cornerback freshman Gerald Champlin, making his first start tonight. And Tennessee is still struggling. Georgia Tech leading 7-0, and this is Super Football Saturday night on TNT. At the Yellow Jacket 43, first down.
Great field position started off.
Tech with 106 yards rushing so far, and they stay on the ground as the handoff goes to Malcolm King. Brought down the rushing yards updated, 111 yards for Tech, only 25 for Tennessee. 2nd down and 4. Curry and Jerry Mays are the running backs. Terrence Curry, the big fullback, ripping for another first down. Named a first-team All-American last year by the Sporting News. Preseason All-American pick again this year. Toby Pearson is in motion. Strom with play action. Here comes the blitz, and he throws it away. Dale Jones was all over him, the All-Southeastern Conference linebacker. Now let's pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves.
You're watching WTBS Atlanta.
Mel Proctor with Paul Hornung back at Grant Field in Atlanta. Georgia Tech leading Tennessee 7-0. Bill Curry, an interesting man. While he was playing professional football, he tried a number of different off-season occupations. He attended theology school for a year, worked in a bank, sold real estate, even served as a sportscaster. But he said all along he knew that he was meant to work with youngsters into some sort of capacity, and eventually wound up in coaching. The pitch is to Terrence Curry, trying to turn the corner. Okay, he's ridden out of bounds by Tyrone Robinson, number 96.
Good defense by Tennessee.
He was stopped by number 14, Terry Brown.
No gain, so it'll be 3rd down and 10. Johnny Majors, who played at Tennessee along with 2 brothers, Billy and Bobby. All great football players. 3rd down 10. Jerry Lee splits out wide to the right. Georgia Tech has converted 3 of 6 third down situations. Very good percentage, 50%. Strom with a deep drop, again with time. And it's batted into the air, and it's incomplete, but a penalty marker is down. Charles Davis may be guilty of interference. Tech leading 7-0. Malcolm King and Corey Collier are the running backs. The handoff to King, and he hits, but tries to struggle out of a tackle. Bill Gordon made the tackle down around the ankles, and then Dale Jones finished him off.
He was stopped by number 52, Milton Gordon. And number 54,
I like that tie.
Jerry Jones.
Mr. Major's not too happy, is he?
Yeah, he didn't like what's going on right now.
Loss of a yard. It'll be second down and 11. Malcolm King has carried 10 times for 54 yards for the Yellow Jackets. They go from the I formation. Collier the deep back. Tim Mannion is in motion. The option. Strom on the keeper. And he's to the 30 where Tyrone Robinson makes the tackle.
Passing down coming up.
Strom was stopped by number 96.
Rick Strom, a junior from Pittsburgh. Third down and 6.
Gotta be double covered over there.
Strom steps up under pressure, and it's incomplete. Looked like we might have had some early contact that time as Toby Pearson got hit by Terry Brown, number 14.
And I'll tell you one thing, if he pulled it down and ran with that football, he would have had the first down easily. There wasn't anybody in front of him. Threw the ball behind his receiver.
David Bell comes in to try a field goal. This attempt will be from the 37, so it's a 47-yarder.
Kid was kicking them easily. Warm-ups. 52, 53 yards.
He missed a 19-yarder earlier tonight. His career field goal percentage is 74%. And it's hooking to the left.
Short
and doesn't make it. He misses another one. This one from 47 yards out.
And he got under it, too, Mel. He didn't get his foot at the right particular spot on that football. He got under it.
So Bell has missed his second field goal of the game. It's still 7-0 in favor of Georgia Tech. The Atlantic Coast Conference is proud of the fact that it's on first down. Jeff Francis back to throw with lots of time, and he guns it complete to Joey Clinkscales at midfield. He's got a first down.
And 20 quick yards. They've got to start throwing the football a little bit. Georgia Tech very soft in the secondary. Very loose back there in that zone. It picked up 21 yards, and you saw the big hole there. There wasn't anybody around him when he caught the football.
I don't believe Anthony Miller has caught a pass, but Clinkscales has been very busy.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, they're just double covering wherever Anthony Miller goes. But he's going to catch one coming across that middle.
The handoff is to the fullback, Charles Wilson, ripping for about 8 yards on first down. Paul Jurgensen, the left tackle, made the stop. Last year, these teams battled to a 6-all tie in Knoxville. Carlos Revesz field goal with 4 seconds left tied it. 2 years ago, Fuad Revesz, Carlos' older brother, kicked a field goal in the last 35 seconds to win it for Tennessee, 24-21. Tonight, Georgia Tech leads 7-0. Wilson again.
Very short.
Porter, the middle linebacker, made the tackle. Porter, another fine freshman from Valdosta, Georgia, the top linebacker in the state his senior year in high school.
Valdosta is always in the top, it seems, top 10 of the country. And normally in the last 4 or 5 years, they've been #1 most of the time. Great program, don't they, in high school?
Sure do. There's an outstanding player. Third down and 1. Wilson over the top. He's got the first down and nearly broke that for a touchdown.
Well, that happens a lot of times when you beat that first wave. Everybody's stacked up inside, Mel, on 3rd and short. And, boy, if you can get through there clean, you only have one man to beat. Now, watch. Touchdown-saving tackle. And look at this hole. He didn't have to jump there, did he? There he is. If he would have beaten the one remaining man, that was Anthony Harrison back there on the tackle.
First down at the 31-yard line. Handoff this time goes to Pete Panuska, his first carry of the game, and he's inside the 20. He's been bothered by a bad hip. The Tennessee running backs have really been banged up at one time or another. 4 different running backs have been hurt.
He was stopped by number 45, John Porter, and number 47, Ricardo.
Panuska, senior from Brick, New Jersey. Another Tennessee first down. The Vols finally getting untracked offensively in the second quarter and beginning to move. This time it's Wilson. Brought down by Paul Jurgensen, number 86, and Kyle Ambrose, number 90. 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Georgia Tech on top, 7-0. Mark White, number 35, is back in at linebacker for Tech. Second down and 6 yards to go. Miller splits out wide to the right along with Terrence Cleveland. Clinkscale splits to the left. The pitch is to Panuska on the cutback down to the 10-yard line.
Number 26, 36.
Johnny Majors has used a lot of different running backs. Keith and Vando Davis, Panuska, Charles Wilson have all played in this first half. Their leading rusher, William Howard, did not make the trip to Atlanta. He's sidelined with a knee injury, and he's rushed for almost 500 yards and 10 touchdowns this year. So they're without him. Third down 1, just outside the 10. 3 minutes left in the half. Jim Miller, number 25, is in the backfield now, along with Keith Davis. Go from a power I. And it's Wilson over the top.
Easy.
He's got the first down. Rod Stevens makes the tackle.
I tell you, I think the defense for Georgia Tech is just what they used to call the old submarine deal, where the defensive linemen, they just stick their heads and they're going down because all the Tennessee backs have to do is just high step it. Nobody seems to be trying to make a tackle at all. They just seem to be submarining in that defensive line in there, and they're not looking to make the tackle.
First and goal to go at the 6-yard line. Wilson has carried 9 times for 39 yards. Again, the power I, and again, it's Wilson. Hit at the line of scrimmage by Travis Moody, number 75. At halftime, we'll go down the street to Bob Neal in our studios. He'll have scores and highlights from other games around the country, and there were a lot of upsets today, plus this week's greatest game, the Georgia-Florida battle from 1980. And we'll also take a closer look at the campuses of Tennessee and Georgia Tech. That's all coming up at halftime with Mr. Versatility, Bob Neal.
Mr. Neal.
Second down, goal to go at the 5. Wilson, the deep back in the I, along with Panuska. Hand off Wilson, a little stutter step move, breaks a tackle, and then is buried. Didn't have much blocking and tried to do it by himself, and Mark White finally put him down.
And I tell you, a play like that pumps up that defense. You see him starting to jump around a little.
The 5-yard line. Anthony Miller is wide to the right. Joey Clinkscale splits to the left. Keith Davis, now the deep back in the I.
They're going to take timeout. Sure, they were mixed up.
So Jeff Francis calls a timeout.
A very smart call, timeout, too. They need this third down play.
It's 7-0 in favor of Georgia Tech as the Vols talk things over. This is Super Football Saturday night on TNT. Morning back at Grant Field in Atlanta. Tennessee threatening to score, a 3rd and goal situation for the Volunteers at the 5-yard line. Miller splits wide to the right. Clinkscales is split left. Lone running back is Wilson. Francis rolling out in trouble and throws into the end zone.
That's
Touchdown. Joey Clinkscales. Great catch in the end zone, and Francis did a good job of getting rid of that ball under a lot of pressure.
I tell you, that was a great delivery of a pass under pressure, as you said, Mel. He was on his way down. He was almost in the grass, and Scales came back to the football. He came back to it and made a nice catch here. You see it. Here we go. Roll out right. Now he's almost. Look at Scales right there. His body protected the football with his body. Came back. He was in the end zone when he made the catch.
See what this is all about. We've got a penalty. Eligible man downfield.
Oh, what a terrible penalty for Tennessee. He's going to erase that touchdown, folks. Wow. There was a late flag on the play. An eligible man down. The down remains the same. The touchdown does not count.
And now Georgia Tech will take a timeout. So we'll return to Grant Field with the score still Georgia Tech 7 and Tennessee nothing. Man downfield penalty called against the Volunteers. They had a 3rd and goal situation at the 5, and now it's back to the 10. A 3rd and goal to go from the 10-yard line. Georgia Tech leading 7-0, and now it would appear Francis will have to throw again. What appeared to be a touchdown pass to Clinkscales was negated by the penalty.
Anthony Miller. Oh,
stopped short by Georgia Tech. Charles Wilson somehow holding on despite a vicious hit by Reggie Rutland.
He saved 6 points right here. Miller was open on the left side. Now, Anthony Miller's on the outside. There he is at the bottom of your screen. He was open for a minute. Jeff Francis goes to the up man. He's wide open. Now, he really just takes a hit here. That's Charles Wilson. And Reginald Rutland saves 6 points. And the ball rests just inside the 2, and then we're going to take another timeout.
It'll be 4th down and goal to go.
They'll take a timeout here. A little disorganized.
Looks like they're going to go for the touchdown rather than a field goal.
I tell you.
With 24 seconds left in the half.
They need 2. We take a look over on this sideline. Majors wants to be sure that everybody knows what's happening here. Francis, you see, they're talking to the offensive coordinator up here in the booth with us.
We saw them go to that power I formation earlier when they were down inside the 5, and it looks like they'll go to that again with Keith Davis, Charles Wilson, and Jim Miller, 3 running backs in there. Seven 0 Georgia Tech leading on a 2-yard run by Malcolm King.
What in effect they're going to face here is 11-man line, because with the ball sitting inside the 2-yard line, if they do run it, you're going to have 11 men go after that football.
Tennessee also puts a tackle, Kevin Simons, a 285-pounder at tight end to provide some extra blocking. So it'll be 4th down and goal to go just inside the 2. The Volunteers have missed 2 field goals in this first half.
Now the Georgia Tech defense is trying to get their fans to holler, but right down behind them are Tennessee fans in orange. So
Pete Panuska is now checked into the backfield. They go from the power I.
he's changing the play, maybe, huh? Turning around.
The handoff to Wilson over the top for a touchdown.
Oh, he wanted it. Just straight hard-nosed football, boy. Major said we're going to jam it in there, or we're not going to get any points.
First touchdown of the year for Charles Wilson.
Right off the right side, and good shot here. Look at Mr. Wilson, boy. He's up in the air about 4.5 yards, 5 yards. It's another look. Here he goes. He got in easily.
Carlos Revez has missed a couple of conversion kicks this year. He was 11 for 13 coming into the game. Last year he made all 30 that he attempted, but he's had a tough year. Not a good snap, a late placement, but he gets the kick up and good.
Good hold by Randy Sanders.
Did a good job. Well, the Volunteers have tied it up with 21 seconds left in the first half.
I tell you, that's a point that sometimes is wasted. Mel, you know, that holder is so important, not only in getting some bad snaps and picking them off the ground sometimes, but where he places the laces. I kicked a long time and had one of the great holders, I thought, in professional football, in Bart Starr. He would always move that lace on that football around so I wouldn't have to kick into it. It's the worst psychological thing in the world for a kicker to have a 40-yard field goal and all of a sudden to look up and those laces be facing you right in your face. You just know you're going to blow it.
A reminder at halftime, we'll go down the street to Bob Neal in our studios. He'll have scores and highlights from other games today, plus this week's greatest game, the Georgia-Florida battle from 1980. And we'll also take a look at the campuses of Tennessee and Georgia Tech. Gary Lee will drop back along with Corey Collier for Georgia Tech. We're tied 7-7 in what was expected to be a high-scoring offensive battle. Revez to kick off.
Kicking off for Tennessee, number 92.
21 seconds left in the half. Line drive kick. Fielded, nope, right through the legs of Corey Collier into the end zone, where it's down by Gary Lee. So it's a touchback, and Georgia Tech will have the ball with 17 seconds left. Trying to keep the ball away from Gary Lee, who is capable of breaking a long one, and Johnny Majors doesn't want a big play with just seconds left in this half. Bill Curry, who played on 4 NFL championship teams, 2 with the Packers and 2 with the Baltimore Colts. That is impressive. Great coaches, Don Shula in Baltimore, Vince Lombardi, of course, and Green Bay, Bobby Dodd here at Tennessee.
And he's a well-respected coach in his own right. The players just respect Bill. He's done a wonderful job here.
Rick Strom content to just run out the clock. So that will be the final play of the first half. A lot of movement up and down the field by both teams, but very little scoring. And the score at halftime is Georgia Tech 7, Tennessee 7. We'll be right back.
Paul Hornung.
Thank you, Bob. Portions of tonight's game are being brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. To arrange a thorough test drive, simply phone your nearest BMW dealer. At the half here at Grant Field in Atlanta, it's Georgia Tech 7 and Tennessee 7. After this, we'll go back to Bob Neal in our studios with this week's greatest game, the Georgia-Florida game from 1980. So stay tuned.
Would be an upset today. It happened at Tuscaloosa. Penn State defeats Alabama 23-3. Ray Perkins has been handling the lofty perch of the Crimson Tide all year long, but it was a difficult day today. It's always tougher to lose at home. A little skullduggery on the part of Penn State. This is the reverse. DJ Dozier hands off to Blair Thomas. He goes in for the touchdown. 14-3 Penn State there. The difference in that...
The University of Tennessee, a place where learning can move in as many directions as you care to take, in a form clearly aimed at seeking new choices, that examines new definitions and gives shape to your personal future. Whatever it is that draws you in, we want you to get the most out of in return, because the University of Tennessee, above all, builds on excellence. We're a comprehensive university with a solid core curriculum dedicated to developing and expanding career opportunities. Whether you see yourself in the sciences or the arts, at Tennessee, we want to put you in touch with the special view you hold. This is Tennessee, a place where you can shape your future.
Halftime here at Grant Field in Atlanta, Georgia. Georgia Tech and Tennessee tied 7-all. Both teams had other scoring opportunities. Georgia Tech's normally reliable David Bell missed 2 field goals. Carlos Rivez of Tennessee missed 1, and they also had a bad snap on another occasion.
You know, we said early in this football game that we thought both these teams would be able to move the football, and I think they ran the football pretty good. Georgia Tech, I think that touchdown right at the end really is going to give Tennessee a lift here in the second half. And, you know, they were a touchdown underdog coming into this football game, and I think momentum should go to Tennessee here in the third quarter. You know, they scored right before the halftime. That usually picks up a team.
All right, let's take a look at some first half highlights.
It's the first touchdown with 2:02 to go in the first quarter, Mel. We're going to see Malcolm King in the end zone until the very last seconds of the first half. We see Charles Wilson going up and over out of the power eye. They scored a clinching touchdown. In fact, they had to do it twice to put that 7 points up on the board, and that's how we stand here at halftime, 7-7.
All right, Paul, and this is Super Football Saturday night on TNT. Halftime, Tennessee and Georgia Tech tied 7-all. Last year, the game wound up in a tie, 6 apiece. And statistically, these teams have been very even in the first half.
Well, Tech had 125 yards rushing in the first half, although I think we made a comment, Mel, at the beginning of the second quarter, they had 111. So that whole second quarter, the defense of Tennessee kind of came back. Look, they said it's 114 yards there, but officially they have 125 yards rushing.
Time of possession, just about even.
Yep.
Did Tennessee make some adjustments defensively? Georgia Tech moved so easily on the ground in the first quarter, but had some difficulty in the second period.
I don't think there was so much adjustments made because they're still in the same defense. They play 3 down linemen, and they bring up what we call a kind of a linebacker end, and they play a 5-man defensive front with 2 inside linebackers. They stayed in the same defense, Mel, but all I think happened is they started playing a little bit more alertly and started tackling better.
Anthony Miller is back deep for Tennessee, awaiting the kickoff by David Bell.
And that is the weapon that I'm sure Johnny Majors talked about at halftime. They've got to get the football in his hands. He hasn't caught a pass.
No receptions for Miller, who leads the team with 25 catches.
and more impressive, 18-yard average per catch, 18.8 in fact.
And here's David Bell's kickoff. Miller at the 4. And a penalty marker is down as Anthony Miller is tackled at the 22-yard line by Jay Martin of Georgia Tech.
That's usually on the run back. Blocking, it's going to probably go against Tennessee.
By the way, we've had some difficulties with a microphone being used tonight by referee Ron Gilbert. So if you're unable to hear him in the second half, that's the reason. Jeff Francis coming into the huddle. Penalty walked off against Tennessee. Let's see if Mr. Gilbert's mic is working. Nope. Holding penalty against Tennessee on the kickoff return, so the Volunteers will begin this drive at their 12-yard line. Keith Davis and Charles Wilson are the running backs. Wilson, the most effective rusher for Tennessee in the first half.
You see quarterback Francis motioning the back up.
And it's Wilson who scored a touchdown in the first half. Tackle made by Travis Moody, number 75, a 265 freshman, and Mark White, number 35.
Good second effort run there. He stopped about it. Yard and a half game, then he kept those legs churning, got 6. How about this? Boston and the Mets, 1-0.
Red Sox leading 3-2, and with Roger Clemens, their ace, pitching tonight.
How many times you see pitch during the year, Mel?
3 times.
He can hum it, can he?
Oof. Also has an excellent curveball and very good control. Andre Thomas made the tackle for Georgia Tech. It'll be 3rd down and 3 now for Tennessee at the ball at the 21-yard line. Bill Curry, who was an assistant with the Green Bay Packers before returning to his alma mater as head coach.
Well, Wilson's been the man. He's picked up about 50 yards rushing tonight, 13 carries.
This time it's Keith Davis picking up the first down.
They kept it right on the ground.
Eric Thomas made the tackle.
Good first down for the Volunteers.
He was stopped by number 49, Eric Thomas.
There you see the blitz on the linebacker. Here comes the safety up on a blitz to help out. Almost got in on the tackle. Good hard running by Keith Davis. Picks it up, the sophomore.
Pete Panuska, number 36, checks into the Volunteer backfield along with Charles Wilson. Joey Clinkscales is wide to the right. Jeff Francis to throw. He was 4 for 8 in the first half. Fires and almost had it picked off. He threw it right at a Georgia Tech defender, Paul Jurgensen. Hit him right in the chest.
Just surprised him. Too quick.
Eric Thomas was really applying the pressure to Jeff Francis.
Got a man open back over the middle, but he just didn't look back. Watch this, number 88, 89 there is wide open. See, but he just can't get the ball back. And then he surprises Mr. Jurgensen. That's Paul Jurgensen, number 86, who deflected it from Savannah, Georgia.
Thomas Woods out wide to the left along with Terrence Cleveland. The handoff to Keith Davis, ripping up the middle across the 40, 45, spinning and twisting, and finally brought down to 48.
Beautiful 20-yard run. I'll tell you, good blocking at the point of attack. We've seen both teams block well. A lot of yardage tonight by both teams right up the middle, out of the deep back, out of the eye. This is Keith Davis at 22 yards actually on this run. Look at that blocking up front.
Davis with 6 carries for 48 yards. First down at the 49-yard line of Tennessee, and the Olympic sprinter Sam Grady, number 83, is in for the Volunteers. He is split out wide to the right. He won a silver medal in the 100 meters in the 84 Olympics. The handoff is to Charles Wilson. This team really has great speed with Miller and Grady, Terrence Cleveland and Woods. Several of them are members of the track team. There's Grady, who finished second to Carl Lewis in the 100 meters in the 84 Olympics and was a member of the gold medal winning 400-meter relay.
So we don't have to tell you this kid can fly, right?
Second down 7. Anthony Miller has replaced Grady. Joey Clinkscales in motion. Play action fake. Francis to Miller. Trying to get outside to use that speed. He's knocked out of bounds by Reginald Rutland.
Boy, what a great block by Terrence Cleveland out there on that little screen to the split end.
First reception for Miller today.
Let's see if we can pick up. This is the first catch for watch number 4, Terrence Cleveland on the block out here. Here's the pitch. Now you'll see 2 black jersey down. Oop, you kind of missed it there, but boy, was a great block by Terrence Cleveland helping out.
Third down 2 at the Georgia Tech 44-yard line. The score tied 7-all with 12:15 remaining in the third quarter from Atlanta. Keith Davis, the tailback in the eye, along with Charles Wilson.
He's changing it.
Looking for Clinkscales. Great catch by Joey Clinkscales going up the ladder. And Reginald Rutland makes him down, but he's got a first down.
And that was audible at the line of scrimmage, and you don't see that too often in college football. They don't change the play too much, but he changed that to a little hook pattern to Clinkscales and makes an excellent catch.
Clinkscales, a senior from Knoxville, Tennessee, really coming into his own this year out of the shadow of the graduated Tim McGee, a first-round pick of the Cincinnati Bengals who played for Tennessee last year. Keith Davis bouncing outside. Andre Thomas, the rover back, number 38, made the tackle for Tech.
Davis was stopped by number 38, Andre Thomas.
Tennessee on the move again.
Yes, sir. Good sustained drive. They've had the football almost 3.5 minutes here in the second half.
Bill Curry says one of his biggest assets here in Atlanta is the mayor of Atlanta, Andrew Young, who really is very helpful with the program, encourages youngsters to come in and talk to him about their future and career plans. He said he's our biggest booster. Francis with a short toss to Miller, and he's hit immediately.
He got a little fancy and held up the football. That was a fumble.
Looks like Tech has it.
Dead. It might have been ruled dead. It was. And he got away with murder that time. Mr. Miller will learn from that.
Mark White made the hit on him.
Now watch him. He gets a little bit fancy here, Mel. Goes back in the pocket, comes up with the second catch. Now after he's tackled, he's in the grass ball, and that's when you see him hold out that football left-handed. No. Nope, you got to tuck it in.
Lucky that wasn't ruled a fumble.
That's right.
He was still on his feet when he was hit.
Got a quick whistle, though, see. He was in the grass when the whistle had blown. Very lucky for Tennessee there.
Third down and 6 for the Volunteers. Francis with a straight drop. And the pass is dropped.
He'd have been short of the first down anyway because it was a great tackle by Keith Davis on the catch.
That'll bring up a 4th down situation. And Revez is coming in. He missed a field goal in the first half. Also, they had a bad snap on another field goal opportunity. This try will be from the 38, so it's a 48-yard attempt with Randy Sanders holding for him. Nick Cicchino centering the football. Tennessee trying to take the lead. A little hesitation by Revez. The kick is hooking badly to the left, but it's good. Just made it through. See that little hesitation just before the kick?
But he got it.
A 48-yard field goal by Carlos Revez gives Tennessee the lead, 10-7. Field goal by Carlos Revez to give Tennessee the lead. And watch the snap. Randy Sanders again had difficulty placing it down, and that was the reason for the hesitation by Revez.
You see him twist the ball a little bit, and he got the strings in a good position there. And I want to tell you, if the strings are in a bad position from anywhere like a 45-yard field goal or out, boy, I tell you, you just can't make it. I mean, it takes a lot out of the kick, and it wavers. The ball will not go through.
That was a 48-yard field goal by Revez. Backseat, number 33, Jerry Lee, and 25, Corey Collier for Georgia Tech. Tennessee leading 10-7. Lee runs up to take it at the 10. To the 20, 25, and brought down near the 30-yard line.
Yeah, for the first time tonight, Tech trails. See what they can do here. There's the first possession of the second half. In fact, Tennessee controlled the football for 4:41 on that drive. 4 minutes and 41 seconds.
Jerry Mays is in the backfield along with Malcolm King, who scored a touchdown in the first half. Robert Massey, the tight end on the right side. Toby Pearson is in motion. The handoff to King. Running right through a tackle to the 35-yard line.
Kid runs hard.
I think it's Jerry Mays on the tackle. Mays had a great game against North Carolina State a couple of weeks ago. He had 188 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, threw a touchdown pass, and also had a couple of receptions.
In fact, he's thrown 3 passes in his career.
All for touchdown.
All for touchdown.
1 this year and 2 last year.
Right. He can throw it. He might throw it before the night's over, too.
He's from Thompson, Georgia, the same high school that produced Eddie Lee Ivory, a great running back here at Tech. 2nd down 5, the pitch to Mays. Hurdles for a couple of yards.
Pitch out to number 20, Jerry Mays.
Brian Hunt, the nose tackle, made the stop.
He's not the strongest running back running in traffic there. He only stands 5'8". He's strong, 170 pounds. That will take a toll after a while. He's got 33 yards on 7 carries tonight.
He was the Atlantic Coast Conference Rookie of the Year last season. Even though he played in only 6 games due to injuries, he still rushed for almost 600 yards. They're short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Handoff is to the fullback.
Got it.
Terry Brown coming up from the right cornerback spot to make the tackle on Malcolm King. Southern Mississippi leading Tulane 14-7 the second quarter. Arkansas and Houston tied 6-all. And the Red Sox have added a run, now lead the Mets 2-0, trying to end the World Series tonight in New York. First down for Georgia Tech at the Yellow Jacket 40. Pearson, the motion man. Wickstrom to throw. Over the middle, he had a man open and overthrew Tim Mannion.
That pass was intended for number 40, Tim
He had him
Mannion.
right there.
That pass has got to be a touch pass, though.
Now let's pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves.
WTBS, Atlanta.
Down and 10 following the incompletion. Strom now 3 for 8, Paul.
What I meant by that, Tim Mannion in that zone, when a tight end goes straight down the field, you've got to just drop it over the linebacker. Anything thrown that hard on that much of a line doesn't have much chance to get completed.
Richard Hills is in motion. King slips as he tries to make a cutback.
Number 29, Malcolm King, the ball carrier.
Going to get no gain and perhaps lose a yard. Kelly Ziegler fell on top of Malcolm King after he slipped down. Tennessee leading 10-7. A field goal by Carlos Rivez has given the Volunteers the lead as they try to snap a 2-game losing streak. Gary Lee splits out wide to the right. Mays now moves out to the left side. The lone setback is Malcolm King. Strom again with plenty of time. And his pass is complete to Jerry Mays. There's a penalty marker down as he's knocked off his feet at the 45.
Pick it up. He was looking right in the vicinity of where Jerry Mays made the catch. A little contact before.
Mentioned Andrew Young is a big asset here, the mayor of Atlanta. He came in to speak to the Georgia Tech football team on Monday, and Bill Curry said he's one of the most inspirational speakers you will ever hear. Penalty against Tech, and Johnny Majors looks like he's saying decline it.
No, he said decline it. Okay, John, I think they know that now. That was 3rd down. Bring up 4th now. They'll have to punt it.
Whatever the penalty was, I think it was an eligible man downfield again.
Right. Incompleted pass, though, so they took the play.
So it's 4th down, and dropping back, Thomas Woods, who's averaged nearly 15 yards per punt return, and Charles Davis. Second punt for Sean McDevitt, who punted once in the first half for 35 yards. Gets away a high driving kick. Taken at the 19 by Woods.
I like how this kid returns punts. He goes right up the field, and he almost broke that one.
Brought down at the 28 by Pat James. And it's Tennessee 10 and Georgia Tech 7. This is Super Football Saturday night on TNT. The Volunteers have the football. First down and 10 at their 29-yard line. Thomas Woods and Terrence Cleveland split out wide to the right. Joey Clinkscales is wide to the left. And the pitch is to Keith Davis. Davis running hard out to the 34-yard line where Jerry Martin, a freshman linebacker, makes the stop.
I tell you, Keith Davis has had some running room here the last 2 quarters of football. He's turned it on. Catch Mr. Davis's stats here. He's over 50 yards, I'm sure.
Greg Amsler, number 47, was in for that play. He comes out. Charles Wilson is back in.
Mr. Davis, 9 carries, 57 yards.
Now it's Davis and Wilson. Hand off to Wilson, a gaping hole, and he roars through it for a first down. Eric Thomas, number 49, made the tackle, and Bill Curry says he's been the biggest surprise this year. A freshman who began the year as a tailback, moved to fullback. He plays wherever the coaches ask him to play. They had a shortage of linebackers, put him at linebacker. He's played the last 3 games here, and he's been outstanding. Mark White is the injured player.
Mark White was on the blitz on the left side, and that's opened up a hole there. He almost broke it for a big play. Mark White got injured on the play.
There's the defensive coordinator, Don Lindsay, for Georgia Tech. He's actually the man who came up with the idea of the black watch on defense, presented it to Bill Curry, and as I said, Curry had gone to Scotland, was impressed by the black watch guards at Edinburgh Castle, and so they decided to name those members of that elite group Black Watch. They began the year with 5 of them last year. They added 2, but most of them graduated. Beginning this season, they had only Ricardo Ingram and Doug Sendobre, who is injured, and they've added only 1 player this year to the Black Watch, Kyle Ambrose.
Doesn't look good. The knee's a little shaky.
So White comes off the field. Pete Panuska is in at fullback now for Tennessee. 1st and 10 at the 42. Wilson and Panuska, the running backs. Charles Wilson, another big hole. Look at him go.
24-yard pick right off the left side. I tell you, these offensive guards and tackles are just controlling their men right at the point of attack, Mel. They're just making some great blocks. Anytime you see a runner just break it free, and they're not getting hit till they get to the secondary. So look at that hole there, and he breaks the tackle. Wilson, 80 yards, 17 rushes, 1 touchdown tonight. He's been impressive.
He missed 3 games with a broken arm, but he's back in good health now, and he gives Tennessee a first down at the Tech 38-yard line. Tennessee leading 10-7. Francis on the handoff to Wilson again. Big back powers his way for about 6 yards. Eric Thomas makes the tackle.
Well, I tell you, another good drive being put on here on the ground by Tennessee. They haven't had to throw it. They're just controlling the line of scrimmage.
5:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Score was tied 7-all at halftime. Carlos Rivez field goal has given Tennessee the lead, and they're threatening again. 2nd and 4 for the Volunteers. Sam Grady, number 83, is back in. Keep an eye on him. He's out wide to the left.
They want 7 points on that board in this drive, Mel. They don't want that 3 points.
Wilson off left tackle. Straightened up and driven back by John Porter, number 45.
That's the first time they've got him at the line of scrimmage in the second half here.
Fine tackle by Porter.
And number 44, Curry.
Charles Wilson from Pritchard, Alabama. There's Mr. Majors, as he was when he was the All-American tailback. Great football player, I'll tell you.
3rd down and 1 for the Volunteers. Again, go to that power I formation. Wilson looked like he had ideas of leaping over the top and then tried to bounce to the outside. Was met by Paul Jurgensen.
He should have tried it. But I think he may be short here.
You see him set himself as if to go up in the air and then decided otherwise.
Low angle replay coming up right down the line of scrimmage. You see they need about 2 yards. Let's see, did he get it? You be the judge. We really can't tell from this angle, but I don't think he got it. He got a pretty good mark, I'll tell you that.
Paul Jurgensen drove him back, so they're short of the first down. It's 4th down and less than a yard. As the Volunteers try to keep this drive alive.
Now, the last time they went in this power out, they should go over the left tackle. They weren't in on the goal line. There it goes.
Keith Davis over the top, but a penalty marker is down.
They're just leaning that way, and
Number 28.
they're telling you they're coming there, but there's another thing to stop it, Mel.
Reggie Rutland made the tackle. It's offsides against Georgia Tech.
offsides is called against Tech.
So first down for the Volunteers.
You see Tennessee, if they can get by tonight, they should probably beat Memphis State. Then they play at Mississippi and Kentucky and Vanderbilt. So possibly they could win their last 5. They could run the record to 8-4, and that would be good enough for a bowl game.
Greg Amsler is in at fullback. Johnny Majors wanted to redshirt him, but they're so short of healthy running backs that they decided to play him this week. He's a freshman from Chatham, New Jersey. Jeff Francis' throw is complete. Terrence Cleveland on the receiving end of the 16-yard line.
I tell you, they've got a lot of extra yards. These receivers and backs tonight on second effort are just falling forward.
Cleveland's not a very big guy. 5'9", 154-pounder from Sweetwater, Tennessee. It'll be second down and 3 for the Volunteers. Jeff Francis has completed 8 of 14 passes tonight for 74 yards. And off to Keith Davis. Another penalty flag down as the tackle is made by Andre Thomas.
They're going to get a holding call.
Just over 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Bill Curry says we are a young football team, but it's time to stop using youth as an excuse. Time to play football.
It's going to make them better in the future. They can get through this year with 4 or 5 more wins on the year. It'll be a successful year.
Holding is the call against Tennessee. Bill Curry said he was influenced by a number of coaches, but he said he really got his start from his father, who he said is going to turn 69 years of age, and he's still tough as nails. He's the man who got him started in sports. Gives a lot of credit to his high school coach as well. In addition to Don Shula and Vince Lombardi, got a timeout. So Georgia Tech calls a timeout. Jeff Francis over to confer on the sidelines, and we'll be right back.
Historical Society are proud to present Visions and Ventures, an extensive exhibit.
Valvoline, where motor oil is not just motor oil. Mel Proctor with Paul Horning back in Atlanta as we near the end of the third quarter. 3 minutes left. Tennessee leading Georgia Tech 10-7. The Volunteers on the move again, but set back somewhat by a penalty. Now facing a second down and 13 situation at the 26-yard line. Anthony Miller is wide to the left along with Terrence Cleveland, Keith Davis, and Greg Amsler, the running backs. Handoff is to Davis, following Amsler into the line.
Number 28.
Throw it. I'll tell you, the surest way to beat a team is keep the football away from somebody, Mel. And look at this third quarter stat here. Tennessee's had the football for 9 minutes and 24 seconds, and Tech has had it for 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And you keep it away from that offense, folks, and you're in business.
Charles Wilson and Pete Fanuska back in backfield for Tennessee. Third down and 12. 3 wide receivers. Clinkscale split right. Cleveland and Miller wide to the left. And looked like the Georgia Tech man was across early. Willie Burks jumped the gun. Number 79, the right tackle. Tennessee had 8 first downs in the first half. They already have 6 in this quarter. Offsides against Georgia Tech. 15th ranked Arkansas now leading Houston 13-6 in the second quarter. At the half, Southern Mississippi leading by 3 over Tulane. Oklahoma State 7, Kansas nothing. New Mexico leading New Mexico State in the first quarter. Following the penalty, it'll be third down and 7. Keith Davis back in there at running back, along with Charles Wilson. Sanders being chased out of the pocket, throws incomplete. At the 11-yard line, John Porter on the coverage.
Porter was all over him, and I think the Francis threw it away. He didn't want to risk a deflection or an interception. He kind of threw it low on purpose, I believe.
And here comes Carlos Revens, whose field goal earlier in this half gave Tennessee the lead. He's the all-time kick scorer at Tennessee, breaking his older brother Fuad's record, but he said that is not his biggest thrill. His biggest thrill was being named a U.S. citizen last fall.
Attempting a field goal for Tennessee, number 92, Carlos Revens.
37-yard attempt with Sanders to hold.
Another bad snap.
Yep, that's 3 of them tonight. Plenty of distance on this one, and the kick is good.
Well, I tell you, Sanders did an excellent job of holding. He picked that off the ground and put it down perfect, too.
So Carlos Revesz connects on his second field goal of the third quarter to give Tennessee a 13-7 lead. This is Super Football Saturday night on TNT. You know, and the holder Randy Sanders are having difficulty getting together on the snap tonight.
Boy, Sanders did a nice job. You really can't see the job, but that ball was down on the ground. He picked it up and put it perfect.
Darrell Gast warming up, so it looks like we may have a new quarterback for Georgia Tech. He played quite a bit in last week's game against Auburn after Rick Strom re-injured his ankle. Revesz field goal capping a 10-play, 51-yard drive. Tennessee leading 13-7. A low driving kick taken by Gary Lee. To the 20, 25, all the way out to the 31-yard line. Good run back.
He almost hit that crease, too. It would have been a lot more yards than that.
Keith DeLong made the tackle for Tennessee, and if that name is familiar, it's because his father, Steve DeLong, was an All-American at Tennessee back in the 60s. He won the Outland Trophy in 1964. He was a great middle guard for the Volunteers.
Great middle guard. You saw Gary Lee slam the football on the ground. He knew he was only inches away from a good run back there.
Rick Strom is still in there at quarterback.
4 out of 9 for 51 yards on the night. He's got to do a little bit more of that.
Toby Pearson in motion. The handoff is to Malcolm King.
Malcolm King, the ball carrier.
They need some first downs. They've only had the football for 3 minutes here, and we got 1:40 to go in the third quarter. So this is only the third offensive series for them, and they've been over in a hurry.
There's the time remaining in the third quarter, and Tennessee leading 13-7. A 4-yard pickup on first down, so it's second down at 6. Jerry Mays and Malcolm King are the running backs. Hills in motion. And the handoff to Mays, breaking tackles. He's got a first down all the way out to the 46-yard line.
Good hit off the right side, and they don't have to do anything helter-skelter, Mel. They're within a touchdown of the lead. A touchdown would probably put them in the lead by 1 with the extra point, 14-13. And, you know, they can run the football. They found that out in the first quarter. So all they got to do is do the things they can do best and try to get it in the end zone. Auburn easily over Mississippi State at half.
Nothing.
Right. Georgia beating the Wildcats 21-3. Boston 2-zip over the Mets.
First down at the 46. Terrence Curry, number 42, is in at fullback for the Yellow Jackets. Mays is going to throw. At least he wanted to. Unloads, and it's dropped. Incomplete, intended for Robert Massey. So Mays' perfect record comes to an end. We mentioned earlier he had thrown 3 passes in his career, all 3 for touchdowns. But that time was really pressured by Dale Jones and threw incomplete.
Thought he did a pretty good job getting it to his receiver the way he did. He was under heavy pressure over on the right side. Jerry Mays, you get a good look at him. The sophomore. Good athlete.
He threw a touchdown pass against NC State 2 weeks ago, and last year threw one against Clemson and another against North Carolina for a touchdown. Second down and 10. Strom rolling left. Guns it over the middle, and it's complete to Robert Massey. He's got a first down at the 35-yard line as Charles Davis was the first man to get to him.
Big first down here. He picks up about 18, 19 yards on this little pitch to the tight end. Robert Massey had only caught 6 passes coming in tonight. Here's a little roll out left off the counter. Right on the numbers there. You see big Mr. Massey, 6'5". Make a good catch. He picked up 19. Big first down for the Yellow Jackets.
Richard Hills and Scotty Barron, a couple of speed merchants, check in for Georgia Tech at the wideouts.
Now they go back to running.
Hills, the motion man. Handoff to Jerry Mays. Good cutback. 30,
wow.
25, trying to get outside. And the 20, out of bounds inside the 15, chased out by Terry McDaniel.
I
And
tell you.
see, Mays went right over the fence, and he may be hurt.
Wow, and that fence is about 9 yards out, so he picks up 20 yards, and I tell you, he broke a couple of tackles. He went by him in a hurry. Here he comes back. He's all right. Take another look at this. Watch this run off the right side. Now watch this move right there. Well, big move by Jerry Mays, and he gets pushed out of bounds by Terry Daniel over on the right side. Watch him go over this thing now. Watch. Up. Whoop. And over.
Degree of difficulty 9.6 and a 20-yard pickup for Jerry Mays to bring the third quarter to an end with Tennessee leading 13-7. Portions of tonight's game are being brought to you by Buick and your Buick dealer. For technical innovation, traditional comfort, and for a real commitment to quality, come to Buick, where better really matters. A 20-yard run by Jerry Mays has given Georgia Tech a first down at the Tennessee 15-yard line as we begin the fourth quarter. Richard Hill's in motion for the Yellow Jackets. The handoff to Malcolm King. Breaks the tackle. Down inside the 10-yard line. Just carrying about 4 tackles. Off comes his helmet, but what a run.
I'll tell you. He wanted it.
Malcolm King.
Great effort by Malcolm King, a junior from Americus, Georgia.
Take a look at this. Watch this now. There he gets hit. He breaks the tackle. Now watch. There's 2. Here comes a third tackler to kind of help out, and he's already pushed forward about 3 yards.
Looked like a parade.
Look at all the white jerseys there.
Pick up 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4, but that was a tough 6 yards.
66 yards on 14 carries for Mr. King.
2nd down and 4 at the 9-yard line. King and Corey Collier are the running backs.
Now it's Collier's turn.
The pitch to Collier. Collier running hard down inside the 5-yard line before being knocked out of bounds by Terry Brown, the right cornerback.
Oh, I tell you, good blocking up front again. I tell you, Collier, Mays, and Malcolm King. They've got 3 fine running backs, and they're always got one rested. Now Mays checks back in. Collier comes out.
They called the 3, Collier, King, and Mays, the microchip backfield. First down, goal to go at the 4-yard line. With a touchdown and an extra point, Georgia Tech can take the lead. And off to Mays, not much there. Early in the fourth quarter, Tennessee leading 13-7. Kelly Ziegler made the stop for the Volunteers. He doesn't practice much during the week because he has what is known as turf toe. But he's ready on game day.
Take a good look at Bill Curry.
Nate Kelsey's in at fullback for the Yellow Jackets. Johnny Majors on the other side. 2nd down, goal to go from the 3. The fake to King. Strom on the keeper. Tripped up, but gets into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, a good step. I tell you, they've done it 3 or 4 times. Probably more than that tonight. We've seen them jump over that line of scrimmage 3 or 4 times. The backs just kind of high step over on both sides. And, boy, what a move Rick Strom put on to get in for his 2nd touchdown.
Kelly Ziegler hit him, but he ran right through him for a touchdown.
Watch it now. Here he comes. Cuts back.
Right there, you go.
Mr. Ziegler. And he did a wonderful job just keeping his balance and forcing his body to go into that end zone.
Now David Bell can give Georgia Tech the lead. Darrell Gast will hold for him.
Well, we've got ourselves a good one.
And Georgia Tech has taken the lead. So with 13-13 remaining in the fourth quarter, it's now the Yellow Jackets 14 and Tennessee 13.
All the right parts in all the right places. Napa's putting smiles on American faces.
Turn to the Napa side, where auto repair experts install parts for imported.
Matt Field with Georgia Tech leading 14-13. Plenty of time left. 13-13 remaining in the game. Anthony Miller is back deep for the Volunteers. This is the 42nd meeting in this great series, which dates back to 1902. Tennessee has won 23 times, Georgia Tech 16, and there have been 2 ties. One of those last year. David Bell to kick off. Great shot. This is the way Miller sees things.
Here it comes.
Anthony Miller at the 7. Breaks a tackle. Still fighting, and he's brought down to the 24-yard line. Good effort by the junior college transfer. Ricardo Ingram made the tackle. Georgia Tech taking the lead, capping a 9-play, 70-yard drive Quarterback Rick Strom going over from 3 yards out.
That's the best drive they've had in the second half here.
Keith Davis and Charles Wilson are the running backs behind Jeff Francis. First down for Tennessee at the Volunteer 24. Wilson protecting that football, wrapping it up with both arms, and Steve Mullen made the tackle for Tech.
Wilson was tackled by number 84, Steve.
Ricardo Ingram is back in at free safety, replacing Anthony Harrison. Harrison starts, but Ingram plays a lot. He's number 47. He's also a fine baseball player. He hit 10 home runs and drove in 48 runs last spring for the Yellow Jacket baseball team.
91 yards now for Mr. Wilson. You see Jeff Francis changing the play. Quick pop.
Quick toss to Miller. Or to Cleveland, beg your pardon. Terrence Cleveland on the reception. Brought down by Willis Crockett, who returned to action this week after missing 2 games with a knee injury, and Bill Curry said he's probably our best football player. Number 23 for Georgia Tech, Willis Crockett, a 207-pound sophomore who plays that bandit position. Greg Antler is in at fullback now for Tennessee. First down for the Volunteers at the 35. Hand off to Keith Davis. Breaks 2 tackles. Drags a man forward to the 41-yard line. A strong run by Davis. Travis Moody finally put him down.
I tell you, that was a great effort on the part of Mr. Davis there.
This telecast, Paul, is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the ACC and Georgia Tech. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Atlantic Coast Conference, Georgia Tech, or the Turner Broadcasting System is prohibited. Second down and 3. Pete Panuska has replaced Keith Davis at running back. Wilson is still in there. Francis looking, throwing long for Clinkscales, and it's picked off by Reginald Rutland.
Oh, I made a poor decision there. Reggie, playing the free safety, was in a perfect spot, and he had a nice, easy interception. He saw it coming all the way, Mel.
Reginald Rutland with the interception. His first of the season.
There he is. Reggie Rutland. Joey Clinkscales right down. Now, the safety is coming into your picture. He's just back there waiting. Jeff Francis did not pick the right one.
He almost had one in the first half, but he gets one in the second. Tech takes over at the 29-yard line, leading 14-13. The pitch to Jerry Mays. Now, trap 2 in ACC play and 2 3-1 overall. Loss of 3 yards with 2nd and 13. Rick Strom, quarterback draw. Look at this. Well, he can run. He's at the 36-yard line where Milton Gordon brings him down.
Got a good 9.
He's big at 6'3" and about 205 and very fast.
Quarterback draw. Rick Strom, which pushed off one defensive lineman there.
Ran right through Anthony Howard, number 99, a 260-pounder. So it'll be 3rd down and 3. Toby Pearson, as we look at Bill Curry. Pearson is wide to the left. Malcolm King, Jerry Mays are running backs.
Option.
Strom on the keeper. Really hit hard by Terry Brown, but he's got a first down.
That's a big first down. Boy, I tell you, 2nd and 13, they come right back in 2 plays, run it, and get it back.
Number 96, Tyrone Robinson.
9:39 remaining in the game. Starting to rain again as Johnny Majors puts his rain jacket back on.
Posey Hedges. Posey Hedges, please report
Brooke Benton once said, a rainy night in Georgia.
That's it.
1st and 10. The ball at the 41-yard line of Georgia Tech. They lead 14-13.
You got a break with the rain. It was really raining all day long and just stopped about an hour before game time.
The pitch is to Jerry Mays. And Mays for about 4 yards. Keith DeLong made the tackle for Tennessee.
Not a lot of penalties tonight. Isn't it nice to do a game where you don't see a lot of those yellow flags flying all over the place?
There's a time
Moves
remaining.
right along. I tell you.
Georgia Tech has 2 timeouts left. They used 1 earlier in the half, and Tennessee has 3 remaining. Jerry Mays with 12 carries for 69 yards. 2nd down and 4.
Just under 6 yards a pop for Mr. Mays. That's about his average.
Corey Collier has replaced him in running back. And it's Collier getting the call into Tennessee territory, running hard. These 3 running backs, King, Collier, and Mays, all doing a great job. Keith DeLong again made the stop for the Volunteers.
Just that little extra leg drive got the 1st down. He was hit just about the 49-yard line and went forward. He's 32 yards now and 7 carries for Corey Collier.
1st down at the 46-yard line of Tennessee. Tech controlling the football. Like to get one more score and make things very difficult for Tennessee. The way they're holding on to this football.
Taking a lot of time off that clock, too. We're under 8 now.
Terrence Curry is in at fullback. The pitch is to Collier off a great block by Terrence Curry. He's to the 40-yard line, but Curry buried one of those Tennessee Volunteers.
Watch the block up front. He's talking about number 42. That's Terrence Curry. Here's the pitch. He takes on Kelly Ziegler and just puts him right on the ground. Good blocking. Corey Collier, 38 yards now.
2nd down and 4 at the 40-yard line. Jerry Mays is back in at tailback. Malcolm King is the fullback. The handoff to the up man King, twisting and turning for a yard or 2. Milton Gordon making the tackle for Tennessee.
Yeah, what you're thinking if you're Georgia Tech's coach, and we got to look at it, every running play is taking off about 30 seconds off that clock, and if he can keep making 2 or 3 more 1st downs, put some points on the board, I mean, Tennessee's not going to have much time on that clock to work with. We're under 7 minutes to go.
6:52 and counting.
So another 1st down here. You can almost take another 2 minutes off that clock.
3rd down and 3, a big down. Tight end Mannion in motion. It's Malcolm King straight ahead, close to a 1st down.
I don't think he got it.
Milton Gordon again on the tackle for Tennessee. They needed 3 yards for a 1st down.
Big play coming up here. Let's see what Curry does. It's going to be 4th down. It'd be a 55-yard field goal. I don't think he'd try that. Now his decision is whether to punt it or go on 4th down. I think he's going to go. Going to take a timeout and talk it over.
David Bell is connected on 1 of 3 field goals from 50 yards or beyond. So they have used another timeout, and they have only 1 left now. So with 6:13 remaining in the 4th quarter, Georgia Tech leads Tennessee 14-13. With 6 minutes, 13 seconds remaining in the game, Georgia Tech facing a 4th down and 1 situation, trying to keep this drive alive.
Watch those linebackers. They've got to key Malcolm King here.
2 tight ends for the Yellow Jackets. Quarterback sneak by Strom.
Yeah, he got it. As I said, it's awful tough when you call a quarterback sneak at home when you need about a half a yard. It's very tough. Even if it looks close, it seems like you're going to get a little edge.
Strom's running ability has been a big key tonight. Tennessee indicating that they held him, and it looks to be the case. Looks like the Volunteers have held.
Wait a minute. I mean, that ball's past the yard marker.
They're going to measure.
Oh, absolutely. This is close. This is very, very close. There it is again. Now, he had to get to almost the 37-yard line.
Milton Gordon is the man who
passed it.
Knocked heads with him.
It's very close, this one is. No, we missed.
Ooh, they're short. The Tennessee will take over on downs.
It's just a judgment call by the line judge over there to see where that forward motion stopped.
Tennessee takes over. Georgia Tech leading by a point, 14-13. 6:10 remaining in the game.
Well, would deja vu happen again with You mentioned it early. There it is, 6:50 this quarter. Revez, what, kicked a 51-yard field goal last year to tie it?
That's right, in the last 4 seconds.
Well, he may have a shot here. They got 6:10 on the board.
Tennessee goes to work at the 37-yard line. Jeff Francis with play action. On a rollout.
He's open.
Throws. He's got a man wide open. The pass is complete to Terrence Cleveland for a first down.
He wanted to make sure of the catch. He had a wide open field in front of him. If he didn't fall down, that may have been 6, I'll tell you. He was wide open. He circled out. Now here's the kind of like a rollout right. He's wide open down the right sideline. He wanted to make sure of the catch, and he goes down. Was he open? That was big yardage in front of him. Terrence Cleveland. 38 yards.
Progress at the 40-yard line. Pete Panuska is in at running back now for Tennessee. First down for the Volunteers. The handoff is to Wilson. Driven back by Willie Burks, a 260-pound freshman. Willie Bam Bam Burks. 5.5 remaining in the game. Remember, Georgia Tech used a timeout early in the half, so they have only 1 left.
Tennessee has their full complement, though, 3. 10 out of 18 for 106 yards for Mr. Francis tonight.
Greg Amsler and Keith Davis are now in the backfield for Tennessee. Amsler, the fullback. The pitch is to Davis. Davis is down at the 32-yard line by Ricardo Ingram, the free safety.
Number 28, Keith Davis, the ball carrier.
5 minutes left.
Davis was stopped by number 47, Ricardo Ingram.
Big down, 3rd down coming up.
12 carries for 70 yards tonight for Wilson. On this day, Paul, in 1963, that Navy defeated Pitt 24-12. We'll see the Middies next week against Notre Dame in Baltimore.
In your hometown of Baltimore. I want to be sure to get in there early. You can treat me and take me all over town for dinner.
3rd down and 2 for the Volunteers. Francis looking, throwing, it's complete to Joey Clinkscales for a first down inside the 20.
Well, I'll tell you, that play's worked when they've needed it. They have saved that play when they needed yardage. They've gone to the little quick post pattern. Just a timing play, and Francis has got good execution on that play. He's caught by a pass for 64 yards, Mr. Clinkscales.
Jim Miller is now in at running back for Tennessee. First down for the Volunteers at the 19. Georgia Tech leads 14-13. Thomas Woods and Terrence Cleveland are wide to the right.
No turnovers down here. That's what Johnny Majors is thinking.
Francis got a man wide open. Cleveland waving his arm saying, here I am. Make that Woods. Thomas Woods on the reception. Gerald Chamblin stopped him.
Cleveland was brought down by number 8.
That was Cleveland. Is that Cleveland or Woods?
Woods. Pick up about 4 yards.
Mr. Woods.
Another of those speed merchants. He has 4.4 speed in the 40. So it'll be 2nd down and 6 at the 15. 3.5 remaining in the game. Georgia Tech leads by a point. Woods and Cleveland split to the left. Cleveland
changing the play again.
Was wide to the right. The handoff is to Pete Panuska.
On the carry for Tennessee.
Rod Stevens makes the tackle.
They're also taking a lot of precious time off that clock, too. And now, Majors is, you see him look up at that clock. I tell you, they just counted 30 seconds every play. He knows he's well within field goal range, and it's almost a chip shot from here. No major mistakes, that's what he's thinking. No major mistakes.
Kevin Simons, a 285-pounder, checks in at left tackle. Again, they go to the power I formation. 3rd down and 1. Over the top is Wilson. And very close.
I don't know if he got it.
Ricardo Ingram hit him just as he went in the air.
Field goal. Look, did you see that? Field goal, he says. Here we go.
And Carlos Revez in the field goal unit coming on 4th down with 2:20 remaining in the game as Tennessee tries to regain the lead.
And working its way down to under 2 minutes.
Revez, who kicked a 51-yarder in the last 4 seconds a year ago to tie the score at 6. This attempt will be from the 17 to the 27-yard attempt.
Watch Randy Sanders. He's done an excellent job tonight of getting that ball down. He's had some tough snaps.
snap is true. He slipped on the kick, and it hits the crossbar. No good.
How about that? He slipped. He fell down on when he planted his left foot, Mel, he slipped. The ball hit the crossbar. No good.
Incredible. And they're going wild here at Grant Field as Rivas misses the field goal, and Georgia Tech is still on top. Watch the slip by Carlos Rivas.
Watch, he plants the left foot and it just slips right down.
So Rivas misses a 27-yarder, and this is Super Football Saturday night on TNT. It rained all day here in Atlanta, and we wondered if weather would be a factor, and it's proven to be, Paul, on a wet field.
Well, that's one problem you have when you have a soccer-style kicker. He's got to plant that left foot a little bit off balance. Straight-ahead kickers doesn't have that problem, but most of your kickers today are soccer-style.
And so Georgia Tech takes over, and on first down, it's a fullback, Malcolm King, picking up 5 yards. We have a minute 43 left. Tennessee has 3 timeouts left, and they'll burn one here. Georgia Tech has only 1 left. Tech leading 14-13.
First down, and it's all over.
The Tennessee people are saddened this weekend by the death of their veteran trainer, Mickey O'Brien. He's a Hall of Fame trainer who was at Tennessee from 1938 through 1972 when he retired, and he passed away Friday morning. The funeral is set for Monday in Knoxville. The Georgia Tech players are also wearing an emblem on the back of their helmets to mourn the loss of the school president, Joseph Pettit, who passed away recently. We talked about Andrew Young being a big influence on this program. Bill Curry also gives a lot of credit to the late Dr. Pettit and to Homer Rice, the athletic director here. And Bill Curry said he really backed me up when we lost 19 of our first 22 games after I took over as head coach, and I kind of second-guessed myself when I was down in the dumps. And Homer Rice, a former football coach, would give me a pat on the back, take me aside, and talk to me when I needed it. And he's really largely responsible for my success.
And you know, there's always somebody like that, Mel, in everybody's story. I mean, there's somebody that's always a coach or a player can look back on and say he was the man that stood behind me.
Corey Collier and Malcolm King are the running backs. A minute 44 left, 2nd down and 5. It's Collier. Doesn't get anything, maybe a yard.
We'll take another timeout.
Number 25, Corey Collier.
Tennessee uses another timeout, so they have 1 left, and will return to Grant Field with a minute 37 left, and Georgia Tech leading by a point. The Rivas brothers have figured prominently in the outcome of the last 3 games between these two schools. 2 years ago, Fuad Rivas kicked a field goal in the last 35 seconds to give Tennessee a win. Last year, Carlos' field goal tied it, and he just missed a 27-yarder a moment ago that would have given Tennessee the lead. 3rd down for Georgia Tech. Rick Strom running the option, the pitch to Jerry Mays. He's got a first down.
And that should be it. They got 1 timeout left. Now they can just sit on it.
Terry Brown made the tackle for Tennessee with a minute 30 left in the game.
Ran the option. Mr. Mays around the left side. Strom did a nice job on the pitch. 78 yards for Jerry Mays tonight. He's been averaging 73 yards rushing per game.
Both teams is over 300 yards in total offense tonight. First down at the 35-yard line. A minute 15 left. Tennessee has 1 timeout remaining. Richard Hill splits out wide to the right. Very unlikely Georgia Tech would risk a pass. Handoff to Malcolm King, roaring for a first down to midfield. What great blocking.
I tell you, Bill Curry's heart goes up in his mouth there because if he does fumble a football, they've got it back, and I think he was thinking, just hold on to the football, hit in there, no gain, and just don't fumble it.
The executive producer of TBS Sports is Don Ellis. Tonight's game produced by Michael Ardner, directed by Tom Smith. Technical director, Mark Johnson. Associate director, Kenny Nolan, who also serves as Paul Horning's chauffeur. Associate producer, Scott Cockerill. Engineer in charge is Grover Huckabee. And we thank the rest of our fine crew here in Atlanta tonight. Handoff to Jerry Mays running the left side. Brought down at the 45-yard line with 28 seconds left.
Jerry Mays, the ball.
Tennessee has 1 timeout left. And it looks like they've taken it. So they've used their last time out. To be a big win for Georgia Tech.
Yes, sir.
Very strong running game. Georgia Tech led by Jerry Mays and Corey Collier. And the fullback Malcolm King. Strong play calling of Rick Strom, whose running was also a big factor.
Absolutely. Made some key third down and scored a touchdown, of course. And I tell you, this is going to move their record to 3-3-1. It'll even it up for the year. Georgia Tech, excellent chance to go on. And they got Duke next week, VMI, Wake Forest, and then, of course, the final game at Georgia.
And this will be the final play of the game. Rick Strom drops to a knee. Score was tied 7-all at the half. Carlos Revesz kicked 2 field goals for Tennessee to give them a 13-7 lead, but Rick Strom went over from 3 yards out, and David Bell's conversion made it 14-13. Then later, Carlos Revesz slipped on a wet field and missed a 27-yard field goal that would have given Tennessee the lead. And Georgia Tech has held on to win it. So the Tennessee Volunteers continue to slide. They've now lost 3 in a row. Final score tonight from Grant Field in Atlanta. Georgia Tech 14, Tennessee 13. This is Super Football Saturday night on TNT.